the Irish Hills this week for another Next Gen Series race. The Tuesday night QSR Chase for the Cup. Next Gen Series live on V-Speed. Tonight, it's the PENA Goose Farm 170, and there's a little backstory to that, but I'll try to get a post-race interview with the driver that was involved with that portion of things. And his side of what happened exactly. But a little bit of wars. It's throwback night here today from Michigan International. And a quick look at Michigan International Speedway Open, October 13, 1968. Brooklyn, Michigan. 2 miles, 18 degrees of banking in the turns, and it's long, sweeping, progressively banked corners. Allow for multi-groove racing, and especially in this next generation stock car, you're going to see all parts of this surface utilized to get in and out of every single part of this racetrack. And as the race continues, you'll see them migrate up towards the outside. Race length 85 laps here today. Pit road speed limit 55 miles per hour. One of the easier pit roads to get on and off of on the iRacing service. 5 tire sets available, 2 green, white checkered attempts, and the stage at lap 25 here tonight. Take a quick look at the points. Nicholas Caldwell, 4 wins, 43 points ahead of Alan Dobbs. And you have Quick Stewart with his win at Watkins Glen. The driver should be pretty much locked in here for the chase. And based off of the numbers that we saw after last week, not a lot of changes here in the top 10. The same names stayed in the top 10, just down 1 there for Austin Thomas, down 2 there for Ryan Philbrick. And then you go through 11th through 20th. Jason Blaney, one of the biggest movers, he worked his way up to 20th position. But for the most part, the names have stayed the same here on this docket. And Brent Allen walked right there near that cutoff line with Wyatt Walker. So not a lot has changed here as far as points go. I guess I'm your host, Bradley Cooper, and we're going to move on in just a moment as we're getting set to grid. The qualifying is over with, and we'll take a quick look at your schedule before we start rolling around this racetrack. Michigan, last race of the regular season, so this should set up locking in these drivers. Talladega next week on the schedule as the first race of the chase begins. Of course, championship night at Charlotte on May 13th. But with that, it's time to get the grid up on your screen, and starting on the top spot, getting that pole award, Alan Dobbs, a 38.781. Quentin Stewart, about a 1/10 of a second behind him, will start to his outside in the number 99. Row number 2 belongs to Nicholas Caldwell, Waylon Turner in the 4th position, David Killall and Austin Thomas, 5th and 6th for row number 3, and then you have Wyatt Walker and Johnny DePasquale starting in 8th. Austin Dowdy, Jesse Gordon rounding out the top 10. Then you have Mitchell Costner, Christian Ruck-Regal, 11th and 12th. 13th going to Ryan Philbrick, Josh Wren, and 14th position. Jason Blaney, who worked his way to 20th in the points, will start in 15th. Tristan PENA, theme of the throwback night and the PENA 170, PENA Goose Farm 170, starting at 16th. Stephen McGough and Ethan Wisnowski, 17th and 18th. 19th goes to Nathan Line. Brent Allen starting in 20th. 3 more cars to talk about with Galen Wunsch and Randy Saleh. And then you have John Walker rounding out your field here today. But here we go for the final regular season race. The QSR Next Gen Chase for the Cup is underway at Michigan. Leading from the pole, Alan Dobbs holds on to the top spot. We have some 3 wide back here with Wyatt Walker, the 85 on the outside, Austin Thomas in the middle. Push up there on the inside by David Killow, and we go on board with the 20 car. Still a move to the inside here. Killow trying to clear. We've got a little door touch there from Nicholas Caldwell. Outside there with Austin Thomas, and Thomas talked to me post-race last week, felt that he didn't do his best work. He's been pretty fast everywhere we've went since Pocono. He just didn't have a good one there last week. Looking to rebound from that as they're side by side. Down the back stretch from third all the way back to around the 10th position. Jesse Gordon in the 33 of Ruck Regal. And Ruck Regal is going to snap to the outside wall, and somehow nobody else is involved in this. Caution is out, though. I don't know if this is a case of Ruck Regal just moving up the racetrack, but somehow, and don't ask me, this was just by pure chance, nobody was hit here as the 33 overcorrects and goes to the outside wall. Let's watch right down the back stretch. And it just looks like they kind of meet in the middle. I don't think it's really on either one. Man, just, wow. That could have been so much worse. It happens in front of about 10 other cars. We'll go on board with Austin Dowdy. And you can see how close it is. Just miraculous that nobody else was involved in that. That doesn't change the strategy. Everybody elects to stay out here. And we'll rack them back up in just a moment. So I told you that we would try to get a backstory to what happened. And I think now is the perfect opportunity, if we can. I guess I'm going to have to message Tristan Pena directly. So we'll try our best to get him in here. See if I can get him pulled up into the QSR broadcast booth, and hopefully we can. I know there's definitely a backstory to all of this, and I want to know the details. Oh, it looks like he's in race chat, so we'll pull him in. Tristan Pena in the number 50. Do you got a copy with us?
Yes, sir, I do.
So I got to ask, what happened that this race got named the Goose Farm 170, the Pena Goose Farm? What happened here? Tell the viewers at home how this came to be.
So, this past weekend, I was racing my late model out at All-American Speedway, and the second lap of the main event, a goose flew in front of my car and got sucked into the grill.
So it damaged the car, I assume?
Only knocked in just the grill cover screen, and we were able to pick up the pieces and able to get back up to third and stay there.
But nonetheless, the goose didn't make it.
No.
Well, that
Exactly.
is, you know, a strange series of events for a goose to just fly into your grill. Not sure exactly what location you were at as we double back up, but anybody you want to shout out real quick while we have you in the booth?
My mom and dad, because I know they're watching me right now.
Shout out to the family, and appreciate your time here, Tristan.
Thank you.
We place Tristan Pena back up there into race chat 1. He's going to restart here in the 17th position. Alan Dobbs, Quentin Stewart, the front row. We're picking up right where we left off after that caution came out on lap number 3. Minor incident between the 10 of Jesse Gordon and the 33 of Christian Ruck-Regal. Ruck-Regal with some right front damage, still trying to get that car in that Wrangler 33 repaired. As we look at some of these throwback paint schemes, it looks like we've got a little 99 Aflac throwback there by Carl Edwards. I don't remember the Twix car. I want to say it was a Matt Kenseth paint, but I might be wrong on that. It could have been anybody could have ran that car. I feel like it was a Gibbs paint scheme at one time. You definitely got a Gibbs paint scheme on the back bumper just behind that with Waylon Turner in the 18. But what we also have is a throwback in the second restart of the day. Green flag is out. And a black flag here for Waylon Turner. I don't know if they'll clear that or not for passing under the yellow. I think they will. Watching side by side into 3 and 4. We've got 4 wide back here with Austin Dowdy. The 30 or the 50 there on the bottom of PENA, moving up 3 positions. In one corner, 19 into the wall on the outside, and PENA's going to get another spot on Josh Wren. A lot going on through this top 10. 6 positions side by side. The 99 of Quentin Stewart made a little bit of a mistake, falls back to 5th. He has Austin Thomas and Killo go by. David Killo holding it up high. Looks like the high line, the way to go for the run off of these corners. And some contact here between Wyatt Walker, not really sure what that was all about. And he moved up the racetrack and got into the door of the 05 or 06 of Philbrick. Philbrick's going to clear or get into the back bumper, actually. They're scattering all over the place, and there's Johnny DePasquale, who is down 1 spot, trying to get back to where he began this race in the 8th position. The 22 of Jason Blaney just in front of him. And this next-gen car, seems like no matter what groove you run, you're inevitably going to draft back up to one another on these straightaways, and that's what you're seeing right now. These guys might have a better run off of the exits, and they're clearing one another, but as soon as they get in front of that car, the draft pulls that guy right back up to the bumper and gives him a run to get back around you. So it's a little difficult to outrun one another, and the stage break will most likely come before we reach that point here. As they continue to stay out. Nobody came in and topped off with fuel. 100% on the fuel tanks should carry us all the way to that stage break. Car in the wall, that's Jesse Gordon in the background. 10 car hit it hard. Still a lot of action going on up front. We had a pass for the lead. The 18 of Waylon Turner has taken it over, and he has led 4 laps now. Sorry that I didn't report on that there, Waylon, but good pass. Got around his teammate, Alan Dobbs, and the top 3. All Nicholas Caldwell Racing right now with the 11. Finally clearing for 3rd position. Getting back up here to where he began the race. He'd fallen back a little bit. It starts to settle down a little bit. Contact there between the 22, and now a dive down low, 3 wide, going into 1 and 2. Jason Blaney, David Killo, and Wyatt Walker. This is for the 6th position. And the 20 holds it up there on the high line, gets a good run out of the corner, brushes the safer barrier. Contact between him and the 99 of Quentin Stewart.
watching the 20 of Gillow really move through this field quickly. He got back up to 5th, and he looks like he has the speed here to possibly make a pass on the 35 as they're side by side, but in the wall, he's pushing it too hard on the exits in that dirty air, and that's going to allow 2 or 3 cars to get around him. And now he's stuck in the wall. David Gillow going to bring it down pit road. We jump back to the action in this top 10, side by side. I believe that's another throwback to Carl Edwards' paint scheme. So 2 of those, one in front of the other. 85 of Wyatt Walker just behind Stewart. Then you have the 10, the 5 of Wisnowski. And almost some 3 wide into 3 and 4 right here. Still going to try. They are 3 wide now. Wisnowski just not able to get all the way to the door of the 10. Looks like David Gillow done for the day, packing it up. He's had enough. Exited the session after that wall hit. Side by side for 3rd, Austin Thomas trying to get around the 54 who started on the pole here today. Deep dive into the corner for the 54 of Dobbs. Cuts the nose off of the 35. He's going to hold on to it for a little bit longer. It looked like maybe struggling a little bit here on the handling for the Twix machine. Turner continues to lead, but he has his teammate of Nicholas Caldwell working his way closer with the draft as we go into turns 1 and 2 on board with Turner. Again, started back in 4th position. Has a win under his belt this season. It's been a pretty limited list of drivers that have wins so far. Nicholas Caldwell, Alan Dobbs, Quentin Stewart, and Waylon Turner. We talked a little bit pre-race about the points and this being the last regular season race. Really want to set yourself up for as many points as you can carry into that postseason. Of course, with the chase format, this is not a win you're in guarantee, but it does help with the bonus when we reset those points. The 11 into the wall, and he got passed just a moment ago by his teammate, got back around him. The 11 was making a charge towards the front and fell back here. Now has Austin Thomas. Thomas has been trying to get into 3rd. He doesn't care who it is, but he's just been trying to make a pass for the last 10 laps on anybody. And now he puts himself in a 3 wide situation. That's what happened. Oh, he's going to turn himself across the nose of the 22. 06 of Philbrick, nowhere to go. Caution is out. What happened here was just a case of not knowing how close the 22 was to his inside.
Ryan Philbrick nowhere to go here at all. You can see right here, he just kind of, I don't know, maybe the 22 comes up here. See if I can find a better angle of this. This is on board with Jason Blaney. Yeah, Blaney comes up into him. From that angle, it looks like Blaney just runs up the racetrack a little bit into his door. Maybe doesn't know that the 35 has somebody to the outside. And then, of course, we're going to have to take an on-board look with Ryan Philbrick. Philbrick just trying to find his pit stall. But he's going to be done for the day. Pit stops now. I believe. Could be wrong here, but we're looking at about that might be the stage, honestly. I don't know if we're going to go to a one-lap shootout here or not. Being that everybody came down pit road, Quentin Stewart wins the battle out of the pits. Excellent job in and out of his stall. He won that battle off of pit road by 9/10 of a second. So I don't know if it's official or not. Feel like we'll go back green for a quick shootout here. On lap 24, so it would technically be one lap through the stage. So interesting call. I guess we'll find out officially. If not, Waylon Turner will be your stage winner if they did call it that time. I don't have any confirmation here on that information. So stage racing with a chase format. We double back up with Quentin Stewart on the inside. Let's see what we got here for this restart. Week number 9. Final race of the regular season. Then it's on to Talladega next week. A lot of variety in that schedule. Get a quick look at your points before we go back green. Nicholas Caldwell with a pretty commanding lead over Alan Dobbs. Quentin Stewart trying to make up as much as he can. Let's see if that counted or not. We're going to find out. We'll go green. If it wasn't the stage, the yellow flag will come back out in just one lap's time. But back underway here at Michigan. Let's see who got that stage. Or if it's going to be up to Quentin Stewart with an excellent restart. 22 of Jason Blaney to the inside. A pinch down here on the exit. And a great exit there for Quentin Stewart. He's going to hold it door to door. Move back to the inside, a dive here from the 22. Stewart holds it up high. 18 of Turner way up the racetrack in contact. Blaney moved it up into the door, and Stewart probably not happy about it. And at the line, it's the 22 of Blaney stealing it away. Well, that must have been the stage there for Turner, and they're going to continue it on. Stewart, who didn't even get to lead a lap under green. Blaney dove down to the bottom. Kind of gave him a little bit of a door check there. Well, look now, the 6th place machine of Tristan Pena has found his way into the top 10, up 10 spots to get here. Flirting with a top 5. He has Jesse Gordon and Johnny DePasquale just in front of him. Cars up in the wall in the background there. That was Josh Wren, Nathan Line, Ethan Wisnowski kind of following each other up there to that outside wall. They have Mitchell Costner 3 wide. Austin Dowdy down low. On board here with Brent Allen in the 13. AC Delco throwback. Continues for that 5th spot. DePasquale took the low line, and Pena's going to be all over his back bumper. And a better run out of the exit from that higher line. You want to try the outside as much as you can. The 42 seems to be trying to take away that line, and a crossover move here by Pena. He will get to the inside, but he gets a little bit loose down there. DePasquale hits the wall, and Pena looks like he might clear going into 3 for the 5th spot. Scrubs so much speed to be down here on the bottom of the racetrack, and you can see not able to clear. It's a good mile-per-hour difference almost coming out of the exit, and then by the time you get to the end of the straightaway, Johnny DePasquale was going 201. Pena only had it up to 193 without the draft there. Drafting quite the factor in this one. This is 1.5-mile/ super speedway hybrid racing that we all know and love about Michigan. And Auto Club was in that as well, same realm. Unfortunately, no longer exists. And we're hearing Waylon Turner kind of lift off the throttle here. He's staying in 4th gear down the front stretch. Bouncing it off with a rev limiter here. Interesting. Staying in 4th gear. Not going to work for the guys behind him. They're going to have to upshift. The 18 seems to be getting a better drive off of these exits with staying in 4th gear. As you see, almost contact again here between Quentin Stewart and Jason Blaney. Blaney seems to be really crowding drivers on the entries of these corners. Top 8 have split off for the rest of this field. There's Mitchell Costner, the 11 of Nicholas Caldwell. And not exactly sure what happened to Alan Dobbs and Caldwell on those set of pit stops there before the stage. Might have got an end of the line penalty, I'm not entirely sure. I remember the 11 had fallen off a little bit. but the 54 was still in the top 5. Dobbs and Caldwell both a little off the pace. The 11 gets loose out of turn 2. It's going to allow his teammate to pass for 11th position here. And there's Austin Dowdy on board with him. He's making a pass. He's going to look 3 wide through 3 and 4. He has the run on the 11. Caldwell can't shut the door. A pass for 12th now. And a downshift into 3 and 4. He'll get the nose inside of the 54. Going to try to go for the 11th spot. A little bit of an early shift there. I think I would have ran that one out. It's working for the 18. He's staying in 4th gear. We'll go back and look and see again, but watch him all the way around this place. Waylon Turner. He's going to hit the rev limiter right about here, right at the end of the straightaway. Does not shift up, and he's using that to his advantage. He's pulled away. Ethan Wisnowski's going to go around and pull a little slider on the 38 of Nathan Line. That was for 7th position. Line could not defend it, and the 5 of Wisnowski going to go up from 18th position. Solid day here for the 5 car. Continues to gain, working his way towards the top 5. Solid day so far. Terry Labonte or Kyle Busch throwback. It's kind of in that transitional period of Hendrick Motorsports putting about 6 different people in the 5 car in a short span of time. I believe you had Kyle Busch. AC Mears, I think, drove the 5 car for a little while. Perry Labonte, of course, was in it. Casey Kane. Kyle Larson. Just seeing a transition here for how much did you save? How much did you save these tires? Tristan Pena says, I've saved enough. I'm going to go for the top 3. He gets around the 99 of Stewart, the 42 of DePasquale, and he continues on a tear. Now has to chase down Jason Blaney. A good move here to the inside. Not quite open, though. And Pena will keep it up there. Fights back for 3rd. I'm curious to know if Tristan Pena is shifting or not, or if he's going to run this thing into 4th gear the whole way down the backstretch. Well, he's going to have to upshift now. Quentin Stewart got all over the back bumper. Then car of Jesse Gordon gets around the 50, and we're watching Waylon Turner get chased down by Jason Blaney for that top spot. Blaney, last time by, a 10th faster. You can hear it right there with the 18 machine. Still staying in 4th gear where Jason Blaney is drafting him. He has to upshift to 5th, and he is all over the 18. A little bit of a subtle block there. Blaney's going to get to the low line, and they're going to touch doors as they enter turn 1. Touch doors again. Blaney gets a little loose down on the exit of 2. They'll be door-to-door down the backstretch. And he still has the nose advantage into 3. But they're going to touch doors and lean on each other some more. And some more. And they're going to run out of racetrack if they keep going this way. 22, though, wants the lead. Takes it all the way to the apron. Into the wall for Waylon Turner. More contact. This is allowing Jesse Gordon to catch up to these two. How much longer can they go at it like this before they make a mistake? We're going to have 3 wide battle for the lead in just a moment. It is getting turbulent for the top spot. Jason Blaney finally able to clear, and now Jesse Gordon trying to take away the lead. 18 tags the wall again. And 7 lead changes, 2 cautions here today. Car in the wall, the 22 overshoots the exit. That's so easy to do in this clean air. Seeing the 5 of Wisnowski try to get around Quentin Stewart. Johnny DePasquale gets the top 5. It's pretty single filed out through the rest of this field, but here's Austin Dowdy. He's been trying to work his way into the top 10 for quite some time now. Tag with the wall there, not what you want. Stewart will get around the 50 of Pena. 5 of Wisnowski looking in the middle. He'll go down low on the 99. And I think he's going to clear him down the front stretch. And here comes Alan Dobbs, who seems to have saved his tires, working his way back towards top spot where he started this race here today. Jason Blaney holding on to the lead, but now that we're at the halfway mark, 3 wide into 3 and 4, all the way on the bottom for the 54. He'll take the top spot, and contact between the 10 and the 18. Perfect opportunity here as we pass that halfway point. Let's crank it up. Presented by Walker's Ridge Plantation. That was Crank It Up, presented by Walker's Ridge Plantation. Alan Dobbs continues to lead here. And these drivers with 100% fuel in their tanks will probably be able to make it to around lap 59 or 60, depending on how much they saved. And we saw a little bit of relaxation from the 54. He finds his way back to the top spot. Waylon Turner with the most laps led so far today of 30. And then Dobbs near 11 right now, trying to get that bonus point for the most laps led, working his way back up here just before pit stops. Don't go anywhere. We're going to take a quick commercial break here on V-Speed. You're watching QSR Chase for the Cup Next Gen Series live on V-Speed.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series in officially licensed cars engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Just got three things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your
Back here live from Michigan International, and we're starting green flag pit stops on lap 56. The 54 machine of Dobbs coming down from the lead to start this round of pit stops. And Told you it's going to be right around lap 59. Well, some of these guys are going to stretch it, some of them are not. Lap 56, trying to split this run in half as we have just about 30 laps to go. I believe as we cross that line, we do have 30 to go. Now you're watching Jesse Gordon, Johnny DePasquale, the 22 of Jason Blaney come down to pit. The 5 of Ethan Wisnowski is going to stay out. Ryan Philbrick with his done for the day. Unfortunate victim of circumstance there. As we get Wisnowski back around the racetrack here through 3 and 4. Cars coming back out onto the racing surface. The 11 of Nicholas Caldwell. There's the 13 of Brent Allen. Kristen Pena also has worked his way down to pit road in the number 50. There goes the 5 of Wisnowski. Stephen Legault gonna follow suit. I believe that's the 199 of Galen Wunsch coming in from 4th spot. And Austin Thomas continues to stay out. I wouldn't push it much further than this, otherwise you're gonna run out of time to make up positions. Tires are one thing here, but losing that draft, losing a pack of cars to try to keep pace can really hinder you. That's what they'll have to do. If you're going to end up, 4 or 5 seconds back, you're going to have to stick together and work your way up there. You don't want to get side by side as Nathan Line leads his first lap of the day, now his second. Thomas still staying out. Alan Dobbs will have some competition here to cycle out to the lead. This is the 10 of Jesse Gordon and the 18 of Waylon Turner. Do battle at 59. 27 to go here from Michigan. Thomas and Line have stayed out longer than I thought they would. Nathan Line actually coming down pit road now for service. Austin Thomas is going to stay out and try to lead a lap here today. He's about 4.5 seconds ahead of Alan Dobbs. This puts right at the 25 to go mark as Austin Thomas will come down pit road. He will stay out, guarantee that lap led. He is losing a ton of time. There's the freight train of the 54, the 18, the 10, and the 22. Right on board with Jason Blaney. Austin Thomas continues to stay out. How much further does he want to push this fuel? He's going to end up losing 5 to 6 seconds to these guys as Turner got around Dobbs. Remember, Turner had pulled out quite a lead. And we're looking at some of these guys that kind of shortcut the pit to right on board with Josh Wren. And he's always got an interesting setup going here. Looks like today we're riding on a train of some kind. Josh Wren on the broadcast, and it's always an interesting background here with the 19 car. I'm not sure if he was checking out to see if he was on the broadcast just now, and if he is hearing us, give us a wave there, Josh. Only running in 15th position. He is catching up to Wisnowski. Last time he was running just a little bit quicker. You can see those guys in front of him. The lead does cycle out now as the 35 has come down pit road. We have 3 cars out of this race with the 83 of Stephen McGough, the 20 of David Killow, 33 of Christian Ruck-Regal. We actually have 4 cars. Ryan Philbrick still out here in the session trying to get repaired, but he is 43 laps down. Most likely not going to get a position out of this. Done for the day. The top 4 have kind of split away from the rest of this field. Johnny DePasquale, I hope, and Austin Thomas can cycle through. You saw Thomas stay out. He did not come down pit road. He just got passed by these guys, and I think at this point maybe praying for a caution to come out. But this field's so spread out, the likelihood of that, it's getting lower and lower, and we're running out of laps to do it. We're going to get 20 laps left in just a moment as Brent Allen goes by for 7th position. We're checking back here with Tristan Pena, Quentin Stewart, Mitchell Costner. These guys all within a couple tenths of each other now. This is for the top 10. And I think it says rest in peace, Goose. I think there's an Aflac Goose on the front. I think Quentin Stewart might not want to get in the way of the 50 car here. Here with Costner, who's in the 11th spot trying to get around these two. It's also a case of maybe working together, working the draft right now. I talked about that a little bit after these pit stops. If you put yourself in a bad situation, and they're definitely going to catch up to Austin Thomas in just a moment. Thomas is actually getting loose down on the apron. He saves it somehow, but the 35 car of Austin Thomas, he's still trying to save it. Sounds like those tires have had enough, and I would assume that the 35 is just going to have to bring it down pit road. There's no reason to stay out this long. He won't be able to make it to the end of this race. It's unfortunate there. Thomas has been fast everywhere that we've went. He just hasn't had the finishes to show for it. There's been a handful of tracks he's had a good finish, but as of late, season kind of falling apart for the 35. Battle for second spot on your screen with the 18 and the 10. Jesse Gordon going to take away that second spot and try to get around Alan Dobbs next. Contact just behind him, and more contact. These guys have went at it a couple times here today. We're talking about Jason Blaney and Waylon Turner. Remember back just before those pit stops, the 18 put up a fight. They leaned on each other lap after lap. 22 able to clear. We need to go back on our V-Speed Instant Replay and look at this. Watch down the backstretch here. Contact right there. And more contact again. Close call here for the 18. Jesse Gordon showing some speed at the tail end of this run. Will he find his way to victory lane, or does Alan Dobbs find another one in the final race of the regular season? Gordon really backed up the exit there. I think he got a little bit tight. And I think Jason Blaney is going to have something for him here in just a moment. 10 car looks like he's getting tight. Blaney backs up the entry. Driving a lower line through 3 and 4 than the 10. The 10 all the way on the bottom through 1 and 2. Just back and forth, lap after lap. And coming up on that 10 to go mark, the 18 of Turner has fallen all the way off here. And we have a caution. Not sure where it is. I think it's Austin Thomas. I think this time it was enough. We're going to watch him exit turns 1 and 2, and I think this is about where it happens. Yep, getting loose, drifts, and sideways in the middle of the racetrack. 360, doesn't hit a wall. Takes it to the bottom of the racetrack, but it's enough to trigger a caution with 10 laps left. And I assume everybody's going to come down pit road here. They catch up to that iRacing pace car. It's about to get really interesting here in the closing laps. Three cautions, 14 lead changes, and stage 1 winner, Waylon Turner. At least I believe it was Waylon Turner. I'm going to put it up there, officially. But I could be incorrect. We did not have a caution after that at lap 20 that had come out. I assume that's how it went down, and if I'm wrong and incorrect, I apologize. But we're going to have under 10 laps to go when we go back green here, and we're burning our what could be our last tire set of the day. I would not predict anybody to come back down pit road. Most of these drivers had about 20 laps on their tires. Can Quentin Stewart find his way back into the top 5 for this final run? 2 tire stop here, it looks, for Ethan Wisnowski. And he's going to gain a couple, more than a couple. He's going to gain about 7 spots here. Under 10 to go here from Michigan. And the QSR Chase for the Cup Next Generation Series. Into Goose Farm 170. It could turn out to be longer than that. And we might tack on a few extra miles with the green-white checkered. Don't go anywhere. More coverage continues right after this.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. both go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Back here live from Michigan, and Waylon Turner will be the command car. The 5 of Wisnowski with some wheel spin. Back underway for what could be the final restart with under 10 to go. Wisnowski took 2 tires. Oh, well, will it hold up? He's leaning on the 10 car. Contact with the 18. Turner, wow. Sideways, 4 wide for the top 5. And these two have not given up on each other. They have leaned on each other's doors. I think the 22 has probably put some black paint, some green paint. The 38's around. Into the grass, caution is out. Trying not to hit the wall, the 38 hits it anyway. And the admin box, 38 of Nathan Line, picks up a little bit of damage here. And we had something happen here with the 18 car. He's got some damage after the fact as well. And he's not happy. You saw there with the 38 of Line. We'll go back here, see what happened. 85, it looks like contact between those two. Then let's go back up here. He gets turned across the nose of the 54. Teammates taking each other out here. What happened? Caution flag's gonna fly about right here. This is after the fact that the caution's already out. Well, if I was the 18 of Turner, I would not be happy with my teammate right now. Probably a bad time for me to pull anybody up into the booth. I kind of want to know. I kind of want to know. So I'm going to do it anyway. Waylon Turner, it's Bradley Cooper in the broadcast booth. You got a copy with me.
You got a copy.
Well, what was that?
I don't know. Everyone's saying I slammed on the brakes. I didn't even touch the brakes.
So we saw there with the bump draft going into 1 and 2. It was the 54 on the back bumper. A teammate, of course. Got a lot of nose damage now after that. The caution had already flown, and I guess into turn 1, the 54 didn't quite receive the message.
I don't know what happened. I can't really comment on it. I'll have to go back and watch the replay later.
Well, I know it's a teammate. If I were you, I wouldn't be happy, but personally, I try not to show too much bias here on V-Speed. You've been pretty fast here tonight. You've led over a third of this race, and I know this has got to be a little frustrating, but we're going to have under 5 to go when we go back green. Do you think you can hold on to a top 3?
I really hope so. It is disappointing that the current incident just happened, but you know, at the end of the day, I feel proud of myself for the race I ran today, and just take it, learn from it, move on to the playoffs, because I'm pretty sure I'm secured there. So
yeah, you should be good to go here. Again, you know, shout out to your performance here tonight. 35 laps led as we double back up. Anybody want to shout out real quick in case things don't go to plan for a post-race interview?
I want to thank my team. You know, they're awesome. I want to thank my family. You know, they always show me support. Yeah, I love you too, babe. And you know, that's pretty much it. Same old, same old.
All right, well, I'll pop you back up there, communicate with the teammates, maybe let them know when the yellow comes out next time.
Will do. Thank you.
Waylon Turner in the number 18. As we get set to go back green, the 22 of Jason Blaney, and you saw a lot of action here today between the 22 and the 18. I thought that's where it was going to happen. When I went back on that replay, I really had no idea what went down. I thought it was going to be between Blaney and Turner, but it turns out a lot of contact there between teammates. And the 54 and the 18 pay the price here. A lot of damage on Waylon Turner's machine. And this is going to open a real opportunity for Nicholas Caldwell, Tristan PENA on the high line. The 13 of Brent Allen could find his way to the podium here. Johnny DePasquale has a real shot at winning this race with 4 laps left from Michigan. On the bottom for the 42, green flag is out, and the 10 of Jesse Gordon. Big restart, lane change for the 22. I think he's going to get a black flag for that. I think that's warranted of a black flag. I know it's a rule in a lot of leagues. No changing lanes before the start-finish line. Don't know, can't confirm for QSR, but that typically spells trouble as you see the 18 fall back. Tristan PENA gets around him. Looking at a top 5 here for the 50. He has left front damage. Johnny DePasquale falls back as well. Nicholas Caldwell going to try to go after the leader. 22 of Blaney. They're 3 wide behind him. 99 in the middle. And Quentin Stewart finds his way back to the top 10. A pinch down here from the 92 of Mitchell Costner. Nicholas Caldwell gets the pass for the lead down the backstretch. Gets around the 22 of Jason Blaney. He won't give up easily. Plenty of room given down here on the bottom. We get the 2 to go mark. Does the 10 of Jesse Gordon have anything for these guys? Is Nicholas Caldwell going to add his 5th win? He might just steal one away as the 22 uses him up to the exit. The 13 in the middle. Brent Allen might get a podium inside of the 10, who's in the wall. Wisnowski on 2 tires. Wisnowski had nowhere to go here as they lean on each other and look 4 wide for the top spot. Brent Allen looking for his first win. at QSR. He's going to take the lead, a big run as they seal the deal. It's going to be official. White flag in the air. Britt Allen down low trying to complete this pass. The 11 of Caldwell, contact with the 13. 22 gets sideways. They hold on to it down the backstretch. The 13, contact with the 11. The 5 of Wisnowski is going to find himself in a podium situation. And it's going to be settled back here for third position. 3 wide across the line. Who's going to get it? Drag race, Di Pasquale gets third. Your winner, Jason Blaney. And Ethan Wisnowski gets a top 3 in the 5 car with the 2 tire call. Finds his way to the podium. We have to go back on a little bit of a rewind. There was some contact down the back straightaway here. Back it up a little bit further. There's the 11 of Caldwell who slides back up onto the racing surface. The 13. Britt Allen gets up into the 11 there. And that puts all these other guys in a strange but awesome situation to gain some positions. And then there's Johnny Di Pasquale with his drag race to the finish line. He's going to take it all the way down to the apron. Across that start-finish line, barely 1/100th of a second. Post-race interviews with your top 3 and those final race results coming up in just a moment. You are watching QSR Chase for the Cup Next Gen Series. More coverage continues here on V-Speed right after this.
I just got 3 things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine!
Welcome back here to Michigan. Final race of the regular season for QSR and the Chase for the Cup. 170 miles, 85 laps here today. Final race results coming up on your screen. It was 4 cautions and 18 lead changes here today. 3 of those cautions for an incident. One of those just before the stage. I think all 4 right on that incident mark. And it's Jason Blaney getting his first win of the season. Finds his way to victory lane. Had success last week. And this should help propel him a little bit higher in the points. Not sure exactly how it's all going to settle out. Ethan Wisnowski finds his way to a podium finish. Congratulations to the number 5. And Johnny DePasquale will round out your top 3. Excuse me, we're going to get a word with those drivers in just a moment. Jesse Gordon is going to finish in the top 5. No, he probably wanted a top 3 finish. Mitchell Costner, a top 5 as well. Tristan Pena recovers back to 6th spot. Wyatt Walker, 7th. Quentin Stewart in 8th. He was in the top 5 a lot of the race today. Randy Saleh sneaks in a top 10. 13 positions gained for the 00. And Josh Wren in the 19 rounds out your top 10 here today. Waylon Turner with the damage falls back to 11th. Nathan Line, 12th position. Nicholas Caldwell, he also had a little bit of damage after getting sideways there. Actually, I think he saved it, but slid back up on the racetrack. He falls back to 13th. Galen Wunsch, 14th. Austin Dowdy in 15th. John Walker, 16th. Austin Thomas in 17th. Then you have Brent Allen, who made contact with the 11, finishing in 18th. Alan Dobbs in 19th. Stephen Mago, the top 20. 3 more cars. Some of these guys, Steve Mago, Ryan Philbrick, David Killow, and Christian Ruckriegel, all an early exit here today. But with that, it's time to bring up drivers from your top 3. And the first driver we're going to bring up into the broadcast booth, it's going to be your 3rd place finisher, Johnny DePasquale. And I believe we got to talk to you just a week's time ago. Johnny, back-to-back podiums here. Good way to seal up the regular season here for QSR.
Hey, I was going to say, man, it's nice to talk to you again so soon.
Yeah, it's good success and everything looking really good. Now we got to focus on the postseason.
Yeah. Unfortunately, our team, we weren't able to start right away with everybody else. We started right like race 4 or 5, so we knew it was going to be a long shot to try to make the playoffs. But yeah, we're still going to show up every week and race, and obviously still try to race for a win. But yeah, so happy for Jason to get a win tonight. That was a crazy race, honestly. That when the caution came out, I mean, you know, all hell's just going to break loose. And those last 4 or 5 laps, I was just holding on, just waiting to crash. And I'm just happy that, I mean, we were all crashing. I'm just happy I was able to keep it straight. And yeah, that was nuts.
When we go back to that instant replay on the backstretch, you had fallen back to around the 4th or 5th position. You had the 13 and the 11 there just in front of you make contact with one another, and then it's just a matter of drag racing down the front stretch. Did you set that up accordingly, or did you just react to what happened in front of you?
No, you just got to react to what's going on in front of you, especially the last lap, the last handful of laps. You can have a plan all you want, but right when they take the green flag, everything goes out the window, and you just kind of gotta fly by the seat of your pants. And yeah, they all crashed, and then right on the restart, I had a really good restart, honestly, and Jesse was coming down, and I didn't know if I was there or not, and I could tell that he was coming down, and I did not want to wreck him. I know he's in the points battle, so I kind of just burped it a little bit, and that lost a whole bunch of my momentum. But yeah, I'm happy I was able to at least get back up there. But yeah, that was fun drag racing him back to the line. I didn't think I was going to be able to get him, but yeah, happy I was able to.
Took it all the way down to the apron, and it was 17/100ths of a second, just by the quarter of the nose there, that you were able to get by across that line. You started 8th here today. You got another podium back-to-back, and we look forward to Talladega. Anybody you want to shout out here, Johnny, while we have you in the booth?
Well, last week, my wife gave me a bunch of flack because I had her last. I thanked everybody else, and I had her last. So I want to thank my lovely, lovely, beautiful wife for allowing me to do this every week. And all my family, all my friends, everybody that tunes in, everybody that watches these races each week. You know, it's a lot of fun to, be able to go back and watch these races and to read the comments of what everyone's saying. So, and all the sponsors, Admin Box, New HD Media, Clark Heating and Cooling, Ream, Swift Home Buyers, Dubby, everybody at Fueled Up, Nathan Line. I know this is a hometown race for him, and he had good speed. He just could never get any track position. It was hard to pass. You could make runs on people, but it was honestly hard to pass. And yeah, just really, really happy to finish third tonight.
Well, congratulations on that. And I know you were talking about not really being in that postseason picture, but we still got to get official points. Don't count yourself out. And we'll wait and see how that all settles out. We look forward to seeing you in a week's time.
All right, Bradley. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it.
Johnny DePasquale finishing here in the third spot in the final race of the regular season. Moves us on to our second place finisher, Ethan Wisnowski. And I got to say, it's about time we got you up here in the broadcast booth post race. The number 5 car with a 2-tire call. And I was contemplating if it was a bad call. It looked like right there on the initial restart, you lost a couple spots, but you stuck with it. You ran the outside and you put yourself in a perfect situation for everything that happened in front of you to get back to the podium.
Yeah, that was the 2 tires was the whole difference for me. The whole race, I kept looking at my lap times and I was faster, but I could never pass anyone. So I knew the only way I'd ever could get past anyone was taking 2 tires and just holding on to what I could. I didn't think I was second place, probably not where I belong, but I think we were at least probably top. I think 5th place probably where I belong, but the wreck at the end helped me a little bit.
Well, driving the Terry Labonte, Kyle Larson, Kyle Busch, take your pick. There's so many guys that have been part of this CarQuest Frosted Flakes machine. And I got to say, I'm a little bit biased here towards the 5 car. That's my personal favorite. Any particular reason that you chose this paint scheme this week?
It seemed like it mixed in Kyle Busch, Mark Martin with CarQuest, Casey Mears. Yeah, it seemed like a real good mix for everybody for throwback week.
Yeah, I forgot. Mark Martin drove that car as well. I was naming off all the guys at Hendrick. I think they put 7 different people within a span of 6 years in that car.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Ethan, not to take away from all of that, because here tonight you are on a second place finish. You are finally in the podium in the post-race show. I know you got a lot of people that support you every single week. I think we even had a driver cam at one of these super speedways with a significant other watching you race. Go ahead and shout those people out.
Yeah, I want to thank my wife, definitely, and then thank V-Speed for always, such a great broadcast, and then the admin team for all their hard work. And I got to thank Dowdy for showing up tonight.
Keeping you entertained at the very least. And Ethan Wisnowski, congratulations on a top 3. We'll see you in the postseason at Talladega next week.
Thank you, man.
So that brings us to victory lane with your first place finisher. It's going to be the 22 of Jason Blaney. Finally finds his way to victory lane. I know last week it felt like you should have been there. This time around, you got the best of Nicholas Caldwell Racing. You found your way in there.
Yeah, man, I appreciate you saying that. Last week was a little bit of a letdown after winning the stage, and then quickly turned upside down. But happy to be in victory lane. Happy to get Fueled Up Motorsports and this F logo on the hood in victory lane, man. One heck of a race, close battle to the very end. I'm sure it was a show for you guys on the broadcast, and man, I'm just surprised that I got here finally. And of course, it came at the last race of the regular season, so happy about that for sure.
Well, you say you put on a show. I want to go back to mid-race there where you and the 18 leaned on each other for about 3 laps. And then when that caution flew with about 12 or 13 laps left, I saw an 18 car and immediately, and I apologize, but I assumed that you two had gotten into each other going into turn 1. I don't know why I assumed that. Can you shine any light on why I might have thought that way?
I don't know, to be honest. The 18, I was kind of talking to him back and forth, man. I mean, I chased him down the beginning of the race. I tried to pass him clean, always tried to take the inside line, never took away the wall from him. It just kept getting pinched, man. I mean, it's hard racing. This league brings hard racing. If you don't do it to someone will do it to you. So at the end of the day, I know he's a little upset about that. But as far as the caution coming out in the 18, all of the chatter had nothing to do with him and I. I mean, I didn't even make contact with him before he wrecked out. So I don't know if people behind him didn't check up or what exactly happened, but there definitely wasn't any retaliation or dissatisfaction contact that would have made that spin out. We're still trying to figure it out over on our team side. So.
Well, I can confirm what it was. I think if you just go back and watch V-Speed here in a couple hours or tomorrow, you'll get a good look at it. But what else you're going to see here on this broadcast is you are victorious in the final race of the regular season. And I know that you had just clawed your way into the top 20 in points. This is going to be a little strange. I don't know officially how it's all going to work out, but you know, great end to the regular season regardless.
For sure, man. I mean, at the end of the day, if I make it in the playoffs and get a chance to battle, I'll be here week in and week out doing everything I can to be able to get more interviews and go as far as I can. But if it doesn't shake out that way too, it's good practice, and I'll still be here trying to put on a show and show my face for all my fans, supporters, and sponsors and whatnot. But overall, good league. Had a really good time tonight, and there's a lot of talent in this league, so I think everyone should give themselves a pat on the back.
Jason Blaney victorious here tonight. Anybody else you got to shout out while we having the broadcast booth?
Yeah, man, I definitely like to shout out everyone in my Fueled Up Motorsports team. We got Tiller, Tozer, we got Nate Line. They were both on the track tonight, and Tozer with the outstanding spot week in and week out. Admin Box that is on the victorious car tonight. Huge sponsor to them. Clark Heating and Cooling, Admin Box, New HD Media, Clark Heating and Cooling again. Big shout out to them. And then we also got WJM, ABN, Action Sports Canopies, and you guys in the booth.
Jason Blaney victorious in the final race of the regular season. We look forward to seeing you in 1 week's time when we go to Talladega for Post and the Chase.
Can't wait.
So there you have it. Hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast and the 85 laps that we ran here today from Michigan. If you did, make sure you hit that subscribe button. You'll never miss a single race. We have action every single day of the week here on V-Speed. You can tune in tomorrow for Racing Revolution and their Cup Series. That will too also be on at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time in the next gen car. It's the PENA Goose Farm 170, and it's concluded. Quentin Stewart and everybody over in the admin room that helps put on QSR simulations. Adam Baker in the background. I don't know if they're still racing or not, but you could catch some action at PTDY right now. They're at Auto Club with Adam Baker and Logan Threlkel. Alec Martinez up in the booth. For everybody here at V-Speed that helped put this show together, this is Bradley Cooper saying so long from Michigan. We'll see you in 1 week's time at Talladega. It's time for the chase. So long, everybody.